Hi guys, Olive here. Quick, fun, special edition September 2017 TBR for you today. This is a special edition because most of the books that I am picking this month are going to be random picks off of my TBR. If you've been watching my wrap-ups and TBRs for the entirety of this year, I have been picking 3 different choices randomly off of my to-read shelf on Goodreads and picking one of them to read for the month. I have been absolutely loving this new feature of my TBRs. I talked about it a little bit in my mid-year goals check-in. I've been enjoying doing this so much that I wanted to choose an entire month's TBR, or in this case, almost an entire month's TBR, using this method. The first book that I'm definitely going to be reading in September is The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. I've never read any Anne Bronte, and I definitely wanted to rectify that this year. The second book I know I'll be reading in September is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. Both The Tenant of Wildfell Hall and A Tree Grows in Brooklyn are both off of my classics I want to read in 2017 list. I did a whole video on that. I'll link it below. Off of my Young Professional TBR, I'll be reading The Ascent of Money by Niall Ferguson. And the last book I picked for myself is called The Essence of Malice by Ashley Weaver. This is the 4th book in the Amory Ames Cozy Mystery series. I have it on pre-order. It should be coming out here very shortly. I'm a little bit conflicted with this one because I have kind of a tradition to read the new release from the Amory Ames series during Dewey's 24-hour readathon, which is not until the end of October. I'm getting the feeling that I'm going to want to pick it up right away since I love this series so much, but we'll see if I can hold out and keep to the tradition. Now on to the most exciting part of this video, the random picks. Just before I sat down to film this video, I picked 15 random books off of my to-read shelf on Goodreads. I chose 15 because I wanted to pick 5 books off of my TBR, and it's been my method to pick 3 and then choose 1. Wanted to keep that same ratio. So the following are my 15 options. Number 1, The Man Without a Face, The Unlikely Rise of Vladimir Putin by Masha Gessen. 2, All That Is Solid Melts into Air by Dara McKeon. Number 3, Swoon, Great Seducers and Why Women Love Them by Betsy Priolo. Number 4, Bears in the Streets, 3 Journeys Across a Changing Russia by Lisa Dickey. Number 5, The Professor and the Madman, A Tale of Murder, Insanity, and the Making of the Oxford English Dictionary by Simon Winchester. Number 6, The Shadow Society by Marie Rutkowski. Number 7, The Romanovs, 1613 to 1918 by Simon Sebag Montefiore. Number 8, The 10-Year Nap by Meg Wolitzer. Number 9, The Red Queen, Sex and the Evolution of Human Nature by Matt Ridley. Number 10, Off the Map, Lost Space, Feral Places, and Invisible Cities and What They Tell Us About the World by Alastair Bonnet. Number 11, London by Edward Rutherford. Number 12, No One Is Here Except All of Us by Ramona Acebel. Number 13, Dead Men Do Tell Tales, The Strange and Fascinating Cases of a Forensic Anthropologist by William Maples. Number 14 is a new acquisition for me. That's Witch Doctor's Apprentice, Hunting for Medicinal Plants in the Amazon by Nicole Maxwell. And the last book, number 15, is The Lost Art of Reading, Why Books Matter in a Distracted Time by David Yulin. When I was choosing my 5 TBR books from this list, I had a few things in mind. The first being that I wanted to prioritize the books that I owned in physical form. I have a lot of unread books on my shelves. I would like to start getting through some of those. Also, it was the luck of the draw that I picked a lot of nonfiction books off of my to-read shelf. And since it's the case that in October I'm going to be focusing a lot on the Russian Revolution and then November is nonfiction November, I didn't want to pick exclusively nonfiction. I tried to make it a balance between fiction and nonfiction. I also paid attention to the length of all of these books. I don't want 2 chunkers to take up all of my time and then not have time for any of the others. So these are the 5 that I ended up picking. The first book I picked was The Man Without a Face, The Unlikely Rise of Vladimir Putin by Masha Gessen. The second book I picked is No One Is Here Except All of Us. The third book I chose was The Professor and the Madman by Simon Winchester. I actually heard that this is getting its own movie adaptation pretty soon, so I was happy to see it on my random list. The fourth book I chose was All That Is Solid Melts into Air. I've been really looking forward to reading this one. And the last book I ended up picking is The Romanovs, 1613 to 1918. I've been really looking forward to reading this one, and I thought I should pick it up Not only because I have not gotten to do all the reading I've wanted to do on the Romanovs since I'm no longer doing Russian history retreats, but also because I think this is going to set me up to transition very nicely into my October reading on the Russian Revolution. I may even give this one a review. So those are all the books that I'm planning to read in September. I've been really looking forward to building this TBR, and I think it's a great one. Please let me know if you've read any of these books, if you've heard of any of these books, or if you have a suggestion of where I should start during the month. You can put that in the comment section down below, or I'm on a variety of different places on social media. You can find the links to all of my profiles down in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Keep an eye out for my next video, which will be my August reading wrap up. I'll see you then. Bye.